Mini episode 1405 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You'll want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Hello and welcome to FDH Lounge Mini Episode 1405, the weekly FDH football preview show. I'm FDH Managing Partner Rick Morris here with our fantasy and non-fantasy preview for Week 10 of the 2021 NFL season, as well as a look at Week 11 of the college football season. For last week's college picks, it was 2-3 and 20-35 overall. Here's our picks for this week. Michigan minus 1.5 over Penn State, Oklahoma minus 5.5 over Baylor, Georgia minus 20 over Tennessee, Ohio State minus 21 over Purdue, and Texas A&M minus 2.5 over Ole Miss. For the college football playoffs, here's our picks for this week. 1 Georgia, 2 Cincinnati, 3 Oklahoma, 4 Alabama. The next 4 in are 5 Oregon, 6 Ohio State, 7 Michigan, 8 Notre Dame. In the NFL, we were 7-7 overall, 2-1 on the Big Three, and 1-0 on the lock, with the overall numbers at 63, 74-1, 16-11, and 7-2. Here's our picks for this week. Baltimore minus 8.5 over Miami, Indianapolis minus 10.5 over Jacksonville, Cleveland plus 2.5 over New England, Atlanta plus 8.5 over Dallas, Buffalo minus 12.5 over the New York Jets, Tampa Bay minus 9.5 over Washington, Detroit plus 8 over Pittsburgh, Arizona minus 10.5 over Carolina, Denver minus 2.5 over Philadelphia, Green Bay minus 3.5 over Seattle, and the LA Rams minus 3.5 over San Francisco. For our Big Three, it's the LA Chargers minus 3 over Minnesota, and New Orleans plus 3 over Tennessee, and in the 1,000-star gold-plated lock of the millennium for NFL Week 10, it's Kansas City minus 2.5 over Las Vegas. Now for our fantasy football segment. Remember, we strongly discourage fantasy over managing. You don't pull your top guys unless they're hurt or on a bye, period. Don't let the matchups or everything geeks tell you anything different. Here's our list of guys you go with as long as you're confident that they'll be playing. QB, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, and Russell Wilson. Running back, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Ezekiel Elliott, Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, and Jonathan Taylor. Wide receiver, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, and Deebo Samuel. Tight end, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Kyle Pitts, and Darren Waller. Remember, our Thursday night game pick and fantasy recommendations are up every week on our Twitter page at the FDH Lounge. This week it's Chicago, Cincinnati, Houston, and the New York Giants on the bye. Now here's our non-gimme picks for the week. We like 5 QBs: Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts, Matt Ryan, and Carson Wentz. We like 14 running backs: Michael Carter, Alex Collins, James Conner, Austin Eckler, Leonard Fournette, Melvin Gordon, Najee Harris, Darrell Henderson, Josh Jacobs, Dearness Johnson, Cordero Patterson, Devin Singletary, DeAndre Swift, and Darrell Williams. We like 22 wide receivers: Brandon Ayuk, A.J. Brown, Marquise Brown, Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Johnson, Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk, C.D. Lamb, Tyler Lockett, Terry McLaurin, D.J. Moore, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Michael Pittman, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Smith, Courtland Sutton, Adam Thielen, Jalen Waddle, Mike Williams, and Robert Woods. And we like 5 tight ends: Mark Andrews, Noah Fant, Mike Gesicki, Dallas Goedert, and T.J. Hawkinson. Thank you for joining us for this week's FDH Football Preview Show.